Sebastian Rogers, the 12-year-old child who went missing in Louisiana. Apparently, the story is when the mother was asleep, she had been kept on the phone for hours by Chris, her husband that was now Sebastian's father. And she fell asleep, and she says that she woke up to the sound of a thud. She says that she asked or told him to go to bed, and that he responded. But, you know, when a person wakes up out of a sleep like that, they don't always remember what they said. So how she can know that? Now, I put up my Ouija that I made up in the window, and I automatically started seeing, I saw Furry Creek. I heard Fur, F-U-R, Creek, and then I looked up and there's a country club called Furry Creek. And then I looked up if trafficking and country clubs were connected, and it looks like they sure are. Not on a well-known scale right now, but I did see some suspicious things, like there was a person who was in trouble with trafficking and he was connected to a country club, but I don't think in the article that it put them together. And then there was a country club who was putting on a tournament to gain money for bringing awareness or for their charity in support of helping, I guess, for trafficking. And sometimes I feel like people will put up businesses and they are the furthest from that thing. And some people will do things like that in order to keep the attention off of them from that thing that they don't want you looking into. So this country club, not Furry Creek, but another has a charity foundation to bring awareness for trafficking. But now I'm not so sure, you know, if anybody really cares for the country club. So then I thought to myself, well, Furry Creek is in Vancouver, and what could that have to do with, you know, Louisiana's kind of far away. So there's other country clubs in Louisiana, but there was a person who spotted him and took a photograph of him at a rest stop. So let me tell you, I got some downloads when I started to think about doing Sebastian's reading, and I automatically started getting the feeling that he was on the savant type of autistic spectrum, and because I felt like he was thinking steps ahead. He's the real thorough type. If he's gonna figure something out, he's going to like know all about it. I started picking up on that energy, and I didn't hear anything about how Sebastian was as a child. I was assuming that he was on the other end of the spectrum because of the way that he was spoken about, getting in trouble for the way that he's socializing with others. And then when I saw that video of Sebastian at the restaurant with his mother, and the way that she would just automatically look away when it looked like he was ready to have a conversation, and it made me feel really bad for him. How is he supposed to learn socializing skills when you're not even involved? Okay. It's like you saw your way out of that. So what I did do a pre-read, and what I saw was a man that comes into her life. He comes up to the kid and it's like surprises him with some kind of offer, like, hey, would you like to this, or help me out with that, or go play a catch, or this, or something like that. It was a surprise, and it's the kind of thing where you jump up, yeah, we'll do that with you. So then we hear about how Sebastian's parents' stories, I mean, the stepfather and the mother, I don't know why her name suddenly slips my mind, but Katie. So Chris kept Katie on the phone, and like for hours at night until she fell asleep. And then she wakes up to a loud thud, she says. And then she says that she said something to Sebastian like, hey, keep it down, and he responded. But what I know about when I wake up and somebody says something to me right away, I don't remember what I said right when I woke up. So how she can remember her conversation, I'm not sure. So moving along, in the reading, it shows that this man would like to separate this woman from this child. And to me, it didn't look like the mother knew that was going to happen. And I feel what I saw in the cars was she would ask now and then, hey, do you remember this or do you remember that? Like she's trying to figure it out, but she'll just kind of sneak in a little question. And it reminds me of a person who is in an abusive relationship where you know you better not ask those kind of questions. So and it looks like he wanted to just take her away from everything and separate her from everyone and everything that she knows and put her somewhere else. And I heard that that's exactly what Chris did with Katie. And so then I actually was trying to record a bit ago, and I didn't have my earbuds in. I've got earbuds in now, and they work like a microphone. So I told the story about how I went to Home Depot with my mom, and she was looking for zip ties. And in my mind, I had the idea of those small zip ties. I've never seen anything bigger than those basic zip ties that you'll see. And sometimes I felt like police even will use those little tiny ones on people's hands. I'm not sure. But so we were in the aisle, and there was a large volume of people in the aisle, and I just wanted to get out of the way. And I stepped into an aisle, and my mom followed me, and I was just standing there, and then she looked down and she's like, oh, I was looking for these zip ties. This is exactly what I needed. And they were large zip ties, larger zip ties than I'd ever seen in my life. They were like the 12, 14-inch ones, and they had to be like a quarter to a half-inch thick, wide, and she dropped them, and I went to pick them up, and I bent over, and I automatically was sensing Sebastian. And it seemed like how when somebody will say, hey, pick that up for me, and then you go and pick it up and you're down and they hit you in the head. That was the kind of feeling that I had. And then if there are zip ties and a head hitting involved, it sounds like the person wouldn't be intended to be no longer alive, because if you need zip ties, it means you have to be holding that person like a hostage. So here we are I started to pull cards, and the Nine of Pentacles came out, and this is a independent woman, a woman that doesn't have children. So because this came out, I felt like this is how he wanted to see her. He wanted to see her as a woman with no children. have to be evidence left behind. Like, if they had a shed and Chris would do things in the shed, or, you know, a place where you would keep storing stuff. Maybe keep something broken, like a mud shed. Or, I don't think they had a mud room. A mud room is where you go in and take your shoes off. Indoors before you go into the actual house. They do not have one. I'm not sure what I'm thinking about putting on your shoes outside. Because they say that all his shoes are there and none are gone. But I've just envisioned him sitting down outside the house on something and putting on his shoes. Like, he could have been hurried up to go outside, like, hey buddy, come outside and help me get this for your mama, or something. That's just the way I was thinking about it so far. Alright, I almost wonder if we have to go on for any more. I feel like Furry Creek just came to mind, and I don't know if that's where he could have gone, but I think country clubs are the thing to watch out for. So here we go with the tube sores. Can't see something correctly without the proper information. This is avoidance. This is being at a deadlock. Weighing options, difficult decisions. So let's keep going, because now she's aware that her son is not here, and she obviously has questions according to my previous reading. Yeah, with this Page of Cups. I feel like Sebastian comes up as this Page of Cups because he was very kind. I did look up his astro sign, but I don't remember what it was. It could have been something like a Sagittarius, and I don't think he's a water sign, but he's a very nice child. There's a Queen of Pentacles. Helped her escape out of her, being a parent that had to take care of this child that wasn't his. Like, to give her some relaxation from it. I guess I keep on referring to Chris because, he kept her on the phone all night until she fell asleep, pretended like he was out of town, but nobody can account for that. He was probably waiting outside until she fell asleep for him to come in and make that move. And then was like, hey, Sebastian, hey, buddy, hey, you want to come out? I need to show you something. So he wanted to give his woman a rest from having a child like that. And it basically stabbed her in the back. He thinks that she doesn't know. Right here. She's next to the Nine of Pentacles. She can't see. that he's the one that's responsible for giving her a permanent rest from that boy. Now look at this big cup of love right here. All for himself and his family. He wants his own family with her. And the Ace of Pentacles right next to that, they have now, he feels they have more stability without that, more opportunities, more abundance, you know, just more prosperity and more love. And the Eight of Wands is here. So he was going to hurry that up for them and make that decision for them to not have him, the child, as a burden, basically. And here, I didn't even see, in the Ten of Wands came out right here when I said that, right on time, that he was a burden. Get rid of that burden. Get rid of that financial burden and all that love she has to put into him. I feel like it couldn't have been difficult when they're savants. You just have to direct their energy. That's really terrible that he's such a horrible parent. Step-parent. Now he's looking at, let's see now, what do we have now that he's gone? And then here's the because this is the Seven of Pentacles. He's looking at what he's got now. And Temperance. Now he's just wants to be living a better life and more harmonious for them. He feels that it'll bring harmony. Oh, here's the Three of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So I feel that he is trying to, he can see that Katie, because she, like I said in the previous reading, she was asking questions now and then. She's having some kind of a thoughts and heartache, and she probably isn't letting him get in that far. She may be quiet, but it looks to me like with this Queen of Swords, that she has her own mind. That's probably why she strategically asks questions now and then. She is more of an independent thinker, but Chris is not. He would rather have a codependent person, is my thoughts on it, obviously. If you've got somebody codependent, then you have power. Now he's dealing with how she's feeling like a failure. She's grieving. And he has to deal with that now. You know, I don't think Katie was ready for him to be gone. She may have been tired. Maybe they talked so much crap that he felt like he was doing her a favor. You know, that can happen. Somebody talks so much crap that person, you know, will look like the biggest loser in the world. And you'll try to help them to not have him around. It's just a bunch of negative energy. You're talking about somebody behind their back. That's messed up. Justice. So this is what he's getting out of it that he wasn't expecting. He didn't think that he was going to have to deal with her grieving. Oops. Forgot about that part of loss. The fool. But got her on that new journey. So now that he's got her on this single motherless woman, got her on that new direction with him. He's just starting to wait for the expansion with her to come in. He's just probably hoping she hurries up and gets over it. God, aren't you done grieving? You still miss him? Look, we got my daughter. Or if it's their daughter, I don't know if it's her daughter too. But hey, at least they have that little girl, huh? The one who's there to replace Sebastian. He moved in like his child's furniture right after that. As if people don't know what he was trying to do. He was trying to make room for his child. Now Sebastian's gone. Hurry it up. Gotta get that bed in here. Okay, five of swords. Okay, so this brings up some fights. Because he feels like she kind of knows, especially after everybody's pointing the finger at him. That kind of probably helped her to figure it out. See how it has the 5 of swords, the sun. So this could actually mean the child. I'm sure that she loved him. The high priestess, but she was probably tired. And Chris is probably hounding her about him out there beating his butt for not having social skills, and you think that's going to help? Okay, and the high priestess is like, she knows what happened to her child, and this will cause arguments. Like probably when she starts asking, hey, do you remember? That's not good. When she starts asking about her child, that could mean a bit of an argument. And I wouldn't doubt it's him trying to just make her shut up. Page of Pentacles. That she's still interested in finding out what happened to her child. That's got to be a problem for Chris. Yeah, so this Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords coming out. And that she keeps on, she's looking for information when she talks to him. I have no idea what a very quiet woman like that could be asking. She might be smarter than we know. She just hides it well. I didn't say she seems stupid, but she seems very quiet.
So, they would use phrases like that, if you think about it.
What the hell is that?
Hey, Patrick, are you...
That's crazy. That's so weird. Like TikTok came on. So they would use phrases like that. Ooh, right when we're talking about she'll be questioning him, looking for knowledge, and he'll probably use abusive phrases to keep her quiet so that he can keep getting away with it. The 7 of Swords right here. And the Hangman. She's never going to he's just trying to make sure that she never sees what happened. He's trying to get her to stop asking questions. This is about between them, because I feel like we all kind of know. Here's the King of Swords. So then he starts. So he will probably, he's just trying to wield his power callously over her weaknesses with the way that he talks, because I feel he's definitely abusive. And I'm just saying that, I don't know for sure, but I can just tell the way she sits there, and it's her son missing. He doesn't want the picture up there for people to see, so she probably has to put it in front of her, because he doesn't want it in the back, probably, is what I'm thinking. And she just goes along with it, but probably not behind closed doors, and that's an issue for Chris. The Lovers. Like, you still got me? But what about us? Can't you be happy for us? Jeez, you act like I'm not even here anymore. It's not going the way he planned. Not going the way you thought it would. I feel like we don't really need to. Alright, I'm starting to wonder if they're going to end up together for some reason. But you know what? I'm not sure if we said enough about Sebastian. I feel like we did. And now this is about why he did it and a little bit more about what's going on between them. So I'm not sure if we need to go on. It's already been 27 minutes. And if you don't know by now, you can fast forward this in the settings to go up to 2 times speed, because I do go slow many times. Okay, so he like keeps on bringing it to her attention that they're married. I feel like he's using his husband's status to control her and make her do what he wants. Her movement is dictated by his expectations of his leadership position of the father figure. He's an abusive father figure. He's controlling the relationship in every way. Here we go with the house, the household. I am the man of the house. You do what I say. But she's just trying to, she feels restricted, but this is in her own mind that she's restricted. That was what I couldn't understand, is like, hold on, you know that you're in the same room with the man that potentially and most likely has something to do with your child's disappearance, and you're gonna just sit there like you're cool with him. I couldn't do that myself. You would have to be seriously, mentally, something wrong with you. She feels it's self-imposed restrictions of the mind. She feels trapped in her mind, but why? I mean, maybe we'll never understand why a person like her does. It could be her belief system, although we know that she wasn't married and had a child, outside of a traditional marriage, so can't be beliefs. Or she could have, I have no idea why she feels like that. Possibly low self-esteem, I have no idea. She doesn't look like a person who should have low self-esteem. I can't even see why she got with him and I'm not trying to be mean about it, but that automatically, when I see a woman that looks as pretty as she is with a man that is just so average or less than in looks wise, that stuck out to me. What does he have? Money? Okay, so we have the 10 of Cups and the World. It's like, we're your family now. This is your life now. This is your life now. Get over it. She's not over it. Even though she's living in this family life, her whole world has changed. She can't seem to know how to move properly in it because I feel she's sad. Here's this Page of Wands. She can't be excited about her new family without him. I feel like this is a woman who loved her child. Even though, like, to me it didn't look like it when they were at the restaurant, but who knows what she was worried about. Maybe Chris gave her an extra hard time that day about her son. Abused her all up and down in her mind. And so she was just, seemed like she was checked out at the restaurant. Because she didn't want him to die. Well, I mean, or leave. This death card does not mean that he is dead. I'm saying she didn't want him gone. She didn't want her Sebastian gone. She's still holding on to, you know, him. He was her child. She probably knew how advanced he was. She probably did think, I would hope she would think that's special. But you have somebody like Chris come in. He's, you know, I guess he knows, I don't know what his career was, but he knows people in the police department. I mean, if you know some people in the police department, you probably have ties to all kinds of people. You know what's going on in the whole city. The whole city. Working. 3 of Pentacles. Your dealings with other people who you do business with. So and the 10 of Pentacles, some more dealings with the world and your life, but on the grand scale, and the Ace of Wands. So I feel like she's not the same as she was before, and she doesn't have the passion to, I feel like she can't, because of her child being gone, that she can't have dealings with all of the people and all the places that she was dealing with before. It's not the same in any way, shape, or form for her. And here's the Ace of Wands. Or for, I would think for him too. Now that people know. I feel like he could be working on a new project. Let me see. There's something bothering me about this. Seeing the Ace of Wands next to the 9 of Cups and the Hierophant. Let's see what's going on over here. Their emotions and passion. This may cause them to want to get divorced. Why wouldn't you if you loved your kid and the dude that's probably responsible, you know he is. Why wouldn't you want to let him go? That's what may happen, because it shows whatever passions that they had before and all of the people they were hanging out with, all that's changed, and she is no longer emotionally okay. She's not feeling excited anymore about being in this relationship with this person, Chris, because then we have the tower. She doesn't want that with him anymore. She's not okay anymore after all of that scandal about that night. Nobody knows where he was when he was calling. I feel like he stayed on the phone with her until she fell asleep, and when she fell asleep, he was right out there waiting. And he came right in. He told them to put the dogs away so that the dogs wouldn't wake anybody up when he came in, because he knew the dogs would probably come out to greet him. Can't have that. It would wake everybody up. So, yeah, there was that whole thing about the dogs being put away, and I think people couldn't figure out why he would do that. But I feel he was right outside, just waiting for her to go to sleep. He probably was giving her a boring conversation on purpose, too. He probably knew. He knows when she's going to go to sleep. Probably was singing her a lullaby. Not really, but in words, trying to help her to go down. Queen of Cups. He feels like Katie feels like he betrayed her, and she doesn't, like, he can't possibly love her for doing something like that, taking her child away that she loves. She's gonna make that call because maybe love is important to Katie. Important enough. She knows that she's not okay after that. She doesn't love him anymore. I feel like that may have destroyed anything she had for him. Do we need to do any more? Katie's gonna be single. Two of Cups. Because she knows that's not where her love is at. She may even already have somebody in mind. She's probably already thinking, well, this person would have never done something like that to me. Those kinds of things go through your mind when your partner starts screwing up and they make you start feeling not very good. You start remembering other people who treated you right. Because that'd be nice. And let's see. She may have somebody in mind already. I would have no doubt. Probably a load of men lining up to be with her. Knight of Swords. Dang, I wouldn't be surprised if Katie was a quick thinker. Only people that know her would know if she is the kind of person that will take action. So it looks like she's going to be doing that because she feels like it's just going to be much better for her on a personal level, and public as well. I'm sure she doesn't like all of the attention that's supposed to be on Chris going on to her. She doesn't like that. She's looking at her choices. She has choices. She's looking at her options. She's has her own mind. This woman goes into her own mind and searches her soul for what she wants to do, regardless of what Chris wants or how it looks to everybody else. She's already got her mind on it. I don't think they're divorced yet, but I feel like this is the plan. The plan is to get rid of him, kick him to the curb, and go find somebody else that actually cares about her. Because he got rid of her child that she loves. Hermit, the moon, the Six of Swords. Yeah, so this is her secret. She's planning on leaving. Somebody who's actually a real leader, a mature man that's focused on the right things. Yeah, because that ain't you, Chris. Because that's not you. That's not you. Dude. So I feel that it could be a challenge to get through this conflict, and having the right idea on doing it. I feel like she might almost think that Chris is going to be a problem when she leaves, and she's thinking about that. See, here's the devil. So that dude, if he can get rid of your kid and pull all that scam off, what can he do to you? If he doesn't he seems like the kind of person that would say, if I can't have you, no one can have you. Look at what he already went through to get her by herself. You know, you're willing to catch a case forever in prison just to have her by herself, man. That's super risky, and that's one of the signs of a psychopath. That's a pure risk. And now look, everybody knows what you did. Yeah, so she's afraid of what he's going to do to her if she leaves to another man. Here you are. You're looking out, making plans with friends. Coming up with plans with people that she cares about. She's going to be making that decision with people that she knows. Very familiar people, enough for her to be able to trust. in coming up with an idea and following through with the plan. How to combat his jealousy. I think that Chris is a very jealous person. So she's scared of that. King of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm not sure if she's a little bit worried about her security. She may be worried about financial loss when she leaves Chris. So that was probably why she was with him in the first place. I would think, like I said, a woman that looks like her with a man like that just didn't fit. He had to have something. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't in the bedroom. Okay, so I think that maybe the financial thing is causing delays for Katie to move on. She's gonna need the confidence and the self-respect. She's gonna need to stop just thinking about her immediate needs in that way, like, oh, I'm not gonna have the same lifestyle and whatnot. Like that, that'll obviously come in time. Again, life isn't gonna end after Chris. It's gonna get way better. Courage. Yes, she needs courage. So this woman does struggle with insecurity and self-doubt. This probably comes down to the financial thing right here. Chris being, this person that had money. Kind of need that to live comfortably. But his jealousy is deadly. And I don't mean to say it like that, but Katie could be worried about her safety in that way. So I guess maybe that's the thing for people to understand, is when someone's afraid to leave and they have to have that exit plan. Now she's not talking to anybody. It's probably by his design. Okay, shall we turn the cards? Yeah, she knows she's gonna have to give up that lifestyle of being, in that position of being taken care of as the mother of his child. I guess that's not Katie's child. I think that child was living with their own mother, so now Katie's not gonna kind of be like the mother to Chris's kid, and she's not gonna get basically paid for that anymore. Yeah, that was like basically her job, and she was getting money like that. She's not going to have the same people around her. This could be really cause a lot of worry for her. She's worried and despair. she's got a lot going on in her mind right now. The fact that she doesn't have her son anymore. And this whole thing feels like she's living a nightmare now. A lot of anxiety and worry and fear and depression. And it's almost like when she goes out to the world again, she's not going to have her kids, so she's not going to be like the same person to everybody after they know what she's gone through with this guy, and maybe them concerned on what she had to do with it. So she's got either this lifestyle with Chris where she's got some security, or she can leave that and go on to, you know, being around the other people that she's been around before, but they're all gonna see, you know what happened, and she just feels like it's not the same. She might even have things that she doesn't want to talk about with them, like, yeah, it went like this that night, and I don't know what to think about it. Like, she probably doesn't want to be talking about Chris like that. And after all this time that she's been sticking up for him, I mean, not that you can get in more trouble, but if she knew about things and didn't tell the police, that could potentially be a problem with law enforcement. I think that's a whole new charge. Alright, so yeah, she's been hurt by this whole thing. It's just been a horrible struggle for her. And now she has to figure out what to do, because the magician comes out, what to do. And, you know, to become emotionally balanced again is what she would like to have. She would like people to be empathetic towards her. You know, she probably realizes that she might have to argue with some people, but this whole thing was like a cycle for her that changed her destiny. Her destiny will change for the better when she leaves Chris. So that's all I have for Sebastian Rogers. And if you would like to see more videos, subscribe to this channel, Moon, Rain, Mist.